Good morning, everyone. We are starting with unit number 4, which is file systems, introduction to file systems. Till now, we have seen that operating system act as a resource manager, and we have seen how it manages resources like process, that is the processor, CPU, and main memory manager. Similarly, files, we'll see how operating system handles file system in this unit number 4. This is a theoretical unit. We have seen third unit and fourth unit there. In second and third unit, there were numericals. We solved the scheduling problem or uh, continuous allocation problem or page replacement problems. But here, file system is a theoretical topic. It will need only 3 to 4 lectures maximum to cover this course, this topic. So for file system, refer chapter number 10 from Galvin or chapter number 11 from Stallings. In this unit, we'll see file concept. What is a file concept? How it is different from process. File is active entity or passive entity. Process is active or passive.
Active.
What is a file? Whatever you create and save, that is called a file. That is passive entity. And when the file is in execution, it is called a process. Files are normally stored on secondary storage or hard disk. We'll see what is file and what are the concepts related to file. Then attributes of a file and operations that OS performs on file. Then different types of files and sharing mechanism, how a file can be shared between user, then various groups or others. File structure, how data is stored in a file. Is there any formal structure that we are going to see? Then if you want to merge two file systems, that is called mounting and unmounting. Every system has its own file system, and when you want to merge or collaborate two file systems together with the help of mounting and unmounting. Then next topic is directory. Directory is also called a special type of file. We'll see what are the directory overview and the different types of directories. Then we'll see different types of users, access modes and permissions. And at the end, we'll see a file system, Unix file system as a case study. So it is a file. Computer stores information on various storage media. You can store data on CD or pen drive or on your mobile or SD RAM. Initially, it was in old days, it was magnetic disk, magnetic tapes, and optical disk. The operating system provides uniform logical view of information storage. Even if you connect your pen drive, it will open in the form of folders and files. If you connect your mobile to your system, it will also open in the form of files and folders, similar to your system. So that is the job of operating system, which provides uniform logical view of information storage. Operating system abstracts from the physical properties of its storage device to define logical storage unit, the file. So file is logical storage unit. Actually, data is stored in binary format, but to give an abstract view to the user, the file is logical storage unit. So file is named collection of related information. Collection of files are grouped into directories or folders. So we can have group of files in one directory or folder, and a directory itself is a file. Directory is itself a file. It is a special type of file. So what a file contains? It contains program as well as data. So it can contain a program, for example, .c file, .java file, that is a program file. Or data file means docx file or Excel, XML file, the PPT, that is your data file. It is a sequence of bits, bytes, lines, or records. So it can be stored in a form of bits or a sequence of bytes or sequence of lines or records, the meaning of which is defined by the file creator and the user. A file is named. Every file should have a name. For example, hello-world.java or result.txt. It is for convenience. It is referred by its name. A file has certain defined structure which depend upon its type. So every file has its own structure. If it is a text file is a sequence of characters. If it is a source file means .c, .java or .c++ is a sequence of functions, that is subroutines and functions. Object file, obj file or .class file is a sequence of bytes. Executable file is a series of code. So every file should have its own structure, defined structure. So contiguous logical address space. We can define file as it is a contiguous logical address space. Two types of files, data file and program file, data and code. And data can be numerical data, character data or binary data. So we can have different file structures. One is none, means no proper structure. Data is stored as it is. Means whatever the data user creates, it is stored in a sequence of word or byte. Then we can have simple record structure where the size of record is fixed, or the data is stored line by line, or fixed size data or variable length data. For example, student database file. So structure, we create a structure student and it has three variables, say roll number, name and percentage. And for every student, we accept this data and store it in a file. So these records are stored sequentially one after another, and every record has a fixed size, that is fixed length. Or we can accept a line from user and put in a file line by line, that is line structure. Or variable length. The record length or structure length is variable, then that is also a record structure, simple record structure. Then we can have complex structure files, for example, formatted documents, docx files or XML files, or relocatable load files. What is relocation? Relocation is when you want to move data from one memory location to other memory location. We need relocation load files. So these has complex structures. And file can simulate last two with the first method by inserting appropriate control characters. So these two we can we can implement formatted document or complex structure using simple record structures by inserting appropriate control structure. And who decides the structure of a file? It is operating system. Operating system defines structure of a file when the operating system is designed. So the type of file operating system supports, or structure of a file operating system supports. When we talk about attributes, attributes means information about a file. So file specific information maintained by operating system. So for every file, there is a metadata or information about the information is stored in operating system. So file attributes are metadata associated with computer files that define file system behavior. Each attribute have one or two set, that is set or clear. Means suppose attribute is a single bit 0 or 1. If the attribute is 0, that means it is clear. If the value is 1, that means it is set. So each attribute can have either two states. It is set, means that attribute is present for the particular file, or it is cleared. Cleared means the attribute is not set for that particular file. Information about files are kept in directory structure, which is maintained on the disk. So suppose we have a directory A and it contains 5 files. So all the information about those 5 files is kept with the directory. So information about files are kept in the directory structure, which is maintained on the disk. Here disk we are talking about is hard disk or secondary storage. So these are file attributes, 6 file attributes. If you take any file from your system, go to the home directory and check any file, right click and say properties. You can get a name of a file. which is in human readable form. You cannot give name like X, Y, Z or something, or any funny characters. The name should be in human readable form. Then type is decided by extension, whether it is doc file, music file, or video file, audio file, etc. Type is needed for the system that supports different types. If we didn't have VLC player and you try to open video file, it asks you to open with or install that particular software which will support that particular type. So type is needed for the system that supports different types. Location is the address where the file is stored, physical address. Pointer to the file location on the device. Then size is current file size, in KBs or MBs or GBs. Protection means whether the file is shared with the other users or groups, etc. And what are the controls? Is it a read control, write control, or execute control? So protection bits is the information associated with every file. And then time, date, and user identification. Means there are different types of timings. Time of creation, when the file is first created, time of last modification, and time of last access. So this time information, then date information, and user identification, username and group name. Data for protection, security, and usage monitoring. So this is the information stored for every file. Then information about files are kept in directory structure and which is maintained on the disk. Any queries about file attributes? How to check files present on a system, which is the command. This Linux editor is visible to you. Is it visible?
Yes,
ls command is used to list files and directories. So we have here 3 files: hello.c, hello.js, readme.txt, and bench.py. And how to see long listing or details? ls -l or -l. Can you see? Here it is showing total 16. This is the protection mechanism, read, write, and execute access for owner, group, and others. And this is the username. This is the size of file, date of creation, and file name. So these are all the attributes. We call it as attributes of a file. Slides are visible. Operations on files. You should able to create a file. You should able to write into a file, read from a file which is already created and you just want to read the data. Then reposition within a file, that is file seek function. Means if you want to read only third record, so pointer should go directly to the third record and you should able to read that part of a file, not the all data in a file. Then delete, you should able to delete certain data from a file, records from a file. Truncate means delete from the end. If file size is 1000 bytes and you want to truncate it to 100 bytes, so last 900 bytes need to be truncated. Then there are functions like open and close. Open will open a file for execution. Search the directory structure on a disk for entry of f of I and move the content of entry to memory. When you try to open a file, The file is stored on a secondary storage, and when you open a file, that must be loaded into main memory when you want to do certain operations on a file. And when you do close operation, close f of I is a file pointer. It moves the content of file in memory to directory structure on the disk. Whenever you close the file, that file is again stored back onto the hard disk. Whenever file is in open, it is in main memory. If the file is closed, it is stored back to the hard disk. How to open a file in Linux? It is a command to open a file. Suppose I want to open this file hello.java or hello.c. Do you remember shell commands we studied in previous session? So open and close functions will gain or relinquish access of a file. Means open a file means get the file from secondary storage to main memory and perform operations on that file. And when you close, it is closed and written back to the hard disk. OS returns file handler. File handle is a pointer to the particular file and internal data structure, letting it cache internal information needed for efficient file access. Read, write, and truncate. Read means read the sequence of n bytes from a file. So file is open and I want to read first 10 records. So when I read first record, pointer will point to the next record automatically. So when I read second record, pointer will point to the third record. So automatically pointer will increase as I am reading sequentially. Write, when we want to write n bytes in a file. So if the file is in write mode, it will overwrite the previous contents of a file. But if file is in append mode, then it will preserve previous contents and add the data at the end, or write whatever the user want to add into the file at the end, append to the end. Either it will replace those bytes or append to the end. It depends upon which mode file is open. Is it in write mode or in append mode? Truncate, it will throw away all but first n bytes of a file. So it will keep first n bytes and remaining bytes it will throw away or delete. Then these are the functions seek and tail. Seek function is used to randomly select bytes from a file. Instead of reading sequentially, read command will read data sequentially. Seek command will directly go to that particular pointer. If you want to read fifth record, so by fseek command, in C language we have fseek command. So that seek command, you have to give file name and pointer. So it will directly point to that particular record. And tail will tell you the current pointer, where the file pointer is currently at which location. So get current file pointer, tail function will give you, is it pointing to the right record or not. So this is used to access a particular memory from a file. Create and delete. You can create a file and delete a file. Now, with the help of our mouse and UI on the right click, and you can have remove button or delete button or move to trash button, which will delete a file. Or how to create a file, open or new. You can create a new file or save as. So it will new file or blow away an existing one. So when you delete a file, it's on the memory which is allocated to that particular file is deleted from the hard disk, and even its entry from the directory is also deleted. So these are the operations: open and close, open a file and close a file, read, write or truncate a file, and fseek and tail is to iterate through a file, and create and delete, create a file or delete a file. File types, now no need to tell you what are the file types and what is extension, how to give file name. So most operating system recognize file types with the file extension. Doc file is document file, Java is source code, reader thread.c is C program. So with the extension, you can identify the type of file. It is .mp3 or mp4 or .wav. most support them, automatically open a file via a specific application. So if you try to open doc file, it will always open in Microsoft Word, or in case of Linux, it will open in LibreOffice or whatever the Office version is. Only executable files of a given extension. So if you have .exe or .com, it will execute and produce some result. Run file of a given type via scripting language. BAT file, or in case of Linux, we have .sh, shell script. So shell script will execute and produce result. Can get more advanced if the source code modified since executable compiled. It attempts to make execute, recompile, and then execute. So automatically, suppose you are changing a code in Java file, and again, if you run it, so what the system should do? System should give you a support with an editor, or say IDE to execute it, recompile it, and then again execute it. Mac OS, which encodes creating programmer's name in a file attributes. So it automatically adds who has written that code into the file attribute. Double clicking on file passes the file name to appropriate application. Unix has magic number which is stored in a file at first byte, indicating file type. We'll see what is this magic number is in our case study. So these are various file types, not limited to this. There are many type of files with the name and extension. So executable files can be .exe, .com, .bin, etc. Or there cannot be any name. But still that file is executable file. Executable means ready to run in machine language code. It's a machine language code. Object file, obj or .o file, it is compiled, it is in machine language, but it is not yet linked, it is not yet loaded for execution, it is not yet linked with the library, it is intermediate code, obj file. Source code, so we can have .c, .c++, or .java, .py, .sm. So these are the extensions of various languages, source code in various languages. Batch file, batch indicates, we have seen in batch operating system. So batch means list of commands which we want to execute in a sequence. So in Windows we have .bat file, batch file, or in Unix we have .sh or shell script. It is commands to the command interpreter. Text file, txt, doc, docx. We can have PDF. PDF is also text file. Or what can be other text files? Textual data document, word processor, TeX is LaTeX version, RRF, WP, various word processor formats. Library, ODT, in case of Linux, we have ODT files. It is also word processor or text file. Library files, .lib, .h in C language, C++. So these are library routines which are compiled code, and you can directly use those library files as it is. Print or view, that is PDF or PS, DVI, GIF, print files. Archive means when you want to compress data and store, so we can have zip, tar, or RAR, ARC. These are the files which are grouped into one file and compressed. So here I have created a code, a simple C language code, a.c file. Is it human readable? We'll see how this file is stored on the machine. So there is a command called xxd, which will show dump file, binary file, and a.c. Same file a.c is stored on a machine like this. These are 6 bytes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is your value for hash. If you convert, if you get ASCII value for hash and then convert it to binary, you'll get this value, hash. So these 6 characters, hash INCLU. So this is hash INCLU. This is how files are stored in main memory. In hard disk. But as a user, we see a.c when we open a.c. We can see this human readable form. So you can say that it's a logical view. Physically or abstract view. Physically, the files are stored like this. Let me check whether on this virtual editor we are able to do that. This file is already present, hello.c on the system. Is it visible? We'll just check whether this command will execute this virtual command xxb. xxb binary and hello.c. File name is hello.c. Is not supported. Text-dump file is not supported. But you can try on your system. In case of Windows machine, use the command debug -b. On Unix system, you have to use the command debug -b and file name hello.c. Debug will not work on Linux system. It will work on Windows. Go to the command prompt and give file name with debug -b option. Girls, are you there or sleeping? No response. I know this topic is very theoretical. Next topic is file access. Are we going very fast? So in previous slide, we have seen that file structures can be none, means there is no proper structure. Files are stored in whatever the data or sequence of words or bytes, or it can be a simple structure with line by line store or fixed length record store or variable length record store. Or it can be a complex structure where the files are stored as a formatted document or relocatable load files. And we have seen that these last two can be simulated by inserting proper control characters in previous one. And this is decided, structure of a file is decided by operating system or program. How to read a file, how to access data from a file. So there are three types of files depending upon the access. One is sequential access, another is direct access or random access, and third one is relative access or indexed key access. So as the name says, sequential access will read next, will move pointer to the end, and there you can write the data and reset. You can come back to the previous pointer. So no read after last write. So you cannot come back. You can just go on writing sequentially. That is sequential access. In direct access, you it is like a page index. You can go to directly whatever the chapter you want and read those topics, and you can come back. So read n records or write n records, you can position to n, you can directly go to that particular address, and then you can read next, write next, or read n. N is relative block number. So it is random access or direct access. You can directly go to that particular page. In case of sequential access, to read 10th record, we have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, all 9 records. Then only we are able to read 10th record. But in case of direct access, you can directly skip all those 9 records and directly go to the 10th record. That is direct access files. In sequential access, read all bytes or records from the beginning. So first, whenever you open a file, the pointer is at the start or starting position, location, and you go on reading all the bytes till the desired record reach. In sequential access, you cannot jump around or you cannot rewind or forward. You have to just go to the next byte or next record. It is convenient when medium was magnetic tape. Uh, when there was a cassettes or you want to play a particular song, you have to hear all the songs which are stored previously. You can do fast forward or fast rewind, but you need to go through all those points to access the whatever the desired record. Now sequential access is not used. It was used for magnetic tapes. Random access, your hard disk or RAM or whatever the storage device we are using currently, it supports random access. Means we can read any byte or any data from a file. We can directly go to that particular byte and read or write data. Byte or records read in any order, essential for database systems. So 3 types of access: sequential, random, and keyed or indexed access. As the name says, sequential access is simplest one. The information in a file is processed in a order, one record after other. It reads and writes make up the bulk of the operations on a file. A read operation is read next, means read that particular data and move the pointer to the next record. So reads the next portion of the file and automatically advances the file pointer, which tracks the IO location. And the write operation is write next, means when you write at particular location, pointer is automatically transferred or advanced to the end of the file. The write operation, that is write next, appends to the end of the file and advances to the end of newly written material, the new end of the file. Means in write operation we have two options. Either you can append, means whatever the previous contents of a file keep as it is and write at the end of a file, or overwrite the previous contents. So if we are choosing the extend option or append option, so it will go to the new end of the file. When you add the data at the end, so pointer will point to the new end of the file. So in sequential access, you have to read all the bytes or the records in order from the beginning. Writing implicitly truncates and it cannot jump around, could possibly rewind or backup. Appropriate for certain media or systems like magnetic tapes or punch cards, video tapes or Unix, Linux, Windows pipes. There are certain processes which are called pipes in Linux or Windows. And network stream, where the sequential data is required. In that case, sequential access can be used. So this is how when you open a file, pointer will point to the beginning. If you read these n bytes, this is a current pointer, current position, and you can proceed. If you read, pointer will increment till towards the end, read or write. But there can be a rewind option. You can come back to the beginning and again start reading or writing. Random access, data is stored in the form of bytes or records and can be read in any order. Suppose there are 100 records and I want to read third record. So you can directly go to the third record in case of random access file. But in case of sequential access, you have to read previous records to go to the particular or desired record. So when you write, what writing does? Writing can replace existing byte or record. there are again two versions. Write will replace existing byte or record or append at the end of file, and cannot insert data between existing bytes. So if you have 10 records and I want to write at third position, so it will replace the third record or it will add at the end. It won't, you cannot insert in between. I want to insert in between third and fourth. So this is not supported by random access method. Either you can overwrite the existing record or you can append at the end. You can add the record at the end, but you cannot overwrite. So seek operation moves current file pointer. So here, as for a random access, you need to go to that particular record. So seek operation will helpful for you. It will go get your pointer to the desired location. So seek operation moves current file pointer, maintained as a part of open file information and discarded on close. So when you open file, the seek information is maintained, and if you close the particular file, this seek information is discarded. And typical of most modern information storage, whatever the current information storage or storage devices we are using, they support random access or direct access. Database systems or CD, DVD, pen drive, etc., flash drive. Next type of access is key or indexed access. Suppose we have a very large record like 10,000 or 1 lakh files, and either you use sequential is not useful in this case, but if you use a random, you have to go to the, suppose I want to go to the 100th record, so I have to use fseek command to go to calculate the next offset and go to the 100th record. But if that search, we want to reduce the search operation, so in that case, access atom in a file based on the contents of the parts of atom in a file. So we have to keep one extra file which is called relative file, and which points to that current position. It provides in older commercial operating systems like IBM, ISAM, and it is usually handled separately by modern database systems. It maintains one separate file which is called index file. For example, suppose we have a file with 10,000 records. So for every 1,000 records, it maintains an index file. So 1,000 record will start, first 1,000 records will start from 0th location, next 1,000 records will start from say 20,000 location, etc. So this is logical record number, and you can directly go to the particular record which is relative to that particular name. So here you can store the records with the names or record numbers or group of records, etc. So you have to maintain an index file which will directly points to that part of the file or that part of the index file. In case of direct or random access, you are directly going to that particular record. But in case of key or index access, first you search in a key file or index file, get that particular index and go directly to the particular location of that record in a relative file. So this is a typical file system organization or structure. We can have directories, files, directory files. So disk, this is hard disk, disk 1. Hard disk is divided into partitions. We have C drive, D drive, E drive on our Windows. So this hard disk is divided into partitions, and each partition can contain number of directories as well as files. Other organization or structure can be, we can have more than one disk, and two disks can contain one partition. Partition is divided into different disks. We have more than one hard disk, and that is considered as one partition. And each partition will contain directories and files. We'll stop here. We have seen file attributes and file access methods. Any queries?